Welcome to our countdown of the most shocking collapses in history. From natural disasters to man-made catastrophes, these events left an indelible mark on the world. We will journey through time, revisiting moments of immense destruction, exploring the events that led to these collapses, and examining their profound and lasting impacts on humanity. Join me as we delve into the fragility of our world and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. On a clear September morning, the sky was a brilliant blue, the kind of day that seemed to promise nothing but peace and prosperity. In the heart of a bustling metropolis, people went about their daily routines, unaware that their lives and the world as they knew it were about to change forever. The World Trade Center, with its twin towers piercing the sky, stood tall as a testament to human ambition and architectural marvel. These towers were more than just buildings. They were the epicenter of global commerce, a hub where dreams were realized and fortunes were made. Yet in a matter of hours, this symbol of prosperity and progress would be reduced to rubble, a stark reminder of the fragility of human constructs. The events of that day would forever etch September 11th into the annals of history, a date synonymous with tragedy and heroism. The attacks on September 11th, 2001 sent shockwaves across the globe, shattering the illusion of invulnerability. As smoke and debris billowed from the gaping wounds in the towers, the world watched in disbelief, unable to comprehend the scale of the devastation. People stood frozen, their eyes glued to television screens, their hearts heavy with sorrow and fear, as they witnessed the unthinkable unfold. The collapse of these colossal structures, a consequence of unimaginable human malice, was more than just a physical destruction. It was the crumbling of a sense of security that many had taken for granted. The aftermath was a scene of utter devastation, with buildings reduced to twisted metal and ash, and a city left to grapple with the enormity of its loss. Amidst the chaos, the world held its breath as firefighters and first responders, embodying courage and selflessness, rushed towards danger into the heart of the inferno. Their bravery, amidst the chaos and devastation, served as a beacon of hope in a world grappling with fear and uncertainty. They were the unsung heroes, risking their lives to save others, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. As they worked tirelessly amidst the debris, their actions reminded us that even in the darkest of times, there is light to be found in the selfless acts of others. The collapse of the Twin Towers transcended physical boundaries, sending ripples of shock and sorrow across the globe. Nations stood in solidarity, united by a shared sense of grief and a collective resolve to combat the forces of terror. It left an indelible scar on the global psyche, forever altering our perception of safety and vulnerability. The emotional impact was profound, as people from all walks of life reflected on the fragility of existence and the importance of unity. In the wake of the tragedy, the world, united in grief and outrage, sought answers and yearned for justice. The attacks brought nations together, fostering a sense of global unity and a renewed commitment to safeguarding peace and security. She was deemed unsinkable, a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ambition and technological prowess. A floating palace of luxury and grandeur, the Titanic was the epitome of opulence, boasting lavish interiors and state-of-the-art amenities. The RMS Titanic on her maiden voyage was a symbol of progress and modernity, a beacon of hope for many. She embarked on a journey across the vast Atlantic, a voyage that promised adventure and new beginnings, carrying with her the dreams and aspirations of over 2,200 souls, each with their own stories and destinies. The night of April 15th, 1912 began like any other, calm and serene, with the vast ocean stretching endlessly under a starlit sky. Passengers and crew went about their evening unaware of the icy fate that awaited them, enjoying the ship's many luxuries in the company of fellow travelers. As the Titanic sliced through the dark waters, her powerful engines propelling her forward, the night seemed peaceful and uneventful, but beneath the surface, danger lurked. An iceberg, a silent behemoth of the deep, lay in wait, an unseen threat in the frigid waters. The collision, seemingly insignificant at first, was a jolt that many barely noticed. Yet, it would prove to be catastrophic, a fatal blow to the ship's hull. Water began to pour in, breaching the ship's compartments, and the unsinkable Titanic began to sink, her fate sealed by the icy Atlantic. The ship that was believed to be invincible was now at the mercy of the unforgiving ocean, the icy waters slowly claiming her. As the Titanic descended into the depths, the realization of their dire predicament dawned on those aboard, and panic ensued. The once orderly decks became scenes of chaos and despair as passengers and crew scrambled for lifeboats, their hopes of survival dwindling. Acts of selflessness and desperate cries for help filled the night air, a chilling testament to the fragility of human life and the strength of the human spirit. Lifeboats, filled to capacity, drifted away from the sinking ship, carrying with them the survivors' hopes and fears, their hearts heavy with the loss of loved ones. the world awoke to the news of the Titanic's demise. The unimaginable loss of life sending shockwaves across continents, a tragedy that would be remembered for generations. Mourning families and memorial services became a common sight as the world grappled with the enormity of the disaster and the lives that were lost. The tragedy served as a stark reminder of the unforgiving power of nature and the limitations of human ingenuity, a humbling lesson for all. Today, the remains of the Titanic lie on the ocean floor, a haunting reminder of that fateful night, a testament to the ship's grandeur and the fragility of human ambition. For almost 3 decades, it stood as a stark symbol of division, a concrete barrier separating families, ideologies, and a city. The Berlin Wall was not just a physical structure, it was a manifestation of the political and emotional rift that had split the world into 2 opposing camps. It was a daily reminder of the Cold War's chilling grip on humanity. The Berlin Wall, erected in 1961, became synonymous with the Cold War, representing the ideological chasm between East and West. It was constructed almost overnight, catching many by surprise and instantly transforming the landscape of Berlin. Guard towers, barbed wire, and armed soldiers patrolling the wall became a common sight, instilling fear and hopelessness among those who longed for freedom on the other side. But the human spirit, yearning for unity and freedom, proved to be more potent than any physical barrier. Over the years, countless brave souls risked their lives to escape, while others stood in defiance, organizing protests and forming human chains. These acts of courage and solidarity were a testament to the unbreakable will of the people. On November 9, 1989, after years of mounting pressure and peaceful protests, the unthinkable happened. The East German government announced that citizens could cross the border freely. This announcement was met with disbelief and joy as thousands of East Berliners flocked to the wall, demanding to be let through. The Berlin Wall, once impenetrable, began to crumble. People from both sides took hammers and chisels to the wall, chipping away at the concrete that had kept them apart for so long. The wall's collapse was not just a physical demolition, but a symbolic victory over oppression and division. The world watched in astonishment and elation as East and West Berliners, once separated by concrete and barbed wire, embraced in a euphoric celebrations of unity. Families reunited, friends reconnected, and strangers hugged each other, sharing tears of joy and relief. The streets of Berlin were filled with laughter, music, and the sounds of freedom. The fall of the Berlin Wall signified more than just the reunification of the city. It marked the beginning of the end of the Cold War. It was a pivotal moment in history, signaling a shift towards a more open and connected world. The wall's fall was a clear message that the era of division and hostility was coming to an end. This momentous event sent ripples of hope across the globe, inspiring movements for democracy and freedom in countries yearning for change. The fall of the Berlin Wall became a beacon of hope for oppressed people everywhere, showing that peaceful resistance and the desire for liberty could overcome even the most formidable barriers. The fall of the Berlin Wall stands as a testament to the power of peaceful resistance and the enduring human desire for unity and liberty. It reminds us that no matter how high the walls or how deep the divisions, the human spirit's quest for freedom and connection will always prevail. The legacy of the Berlin Wall's fall continues to inspire and remind us of the importance of unity, freedom, and the relentless pursuit of a better world. In the heart of what was then the Soviet Union, a technological marvel promised progress and power. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant, a symbol of human ingenuity, would become synonymous with one of the most devastating nuclear disasters in history. On April 26, 1986, during a routine safety test, a series of fatal errors led to an explosion that ripped through reactor number 4. The explosion released a plume of radioactive material into the atmosphere, casting a long shadow over Chernobyl and beyond. The immediate aftermath was catastrophic. Firefighters, unaware of the invisible danger they faced, battled the blaze, their heroic efforts exposing them to lethal doses of radiation. The nearby city of Pripyat, once a bustling community, transformed into a ghost town, its inhabitants forced to evacuate, leaving behind their homes and lives. The Chernobyl disaster served as a stark warning about the potential dangers of nuclear energy. The invisible threat of radiation lingered long after the initial explosion, contaminating the environment and leaving a legacy of health problems for generations to come. In the early 21st century, the global economy hummed with activity, fueled by complex financial instruments and a seemingly insatiable appetite for risk. Yet, beneath the surface of prosperity, a storm was brewing. The collapse of the housing market in the United States triggered a domino effect, sending shockwaves through the global financial system. Banks, burdened by toxic assets and interconnected through a web of risky investments, teetered on the brink of collapse. Fear and uncertainty gripped the markets, leading to a credit crunch that paralyzed businesses and brought the world to the precipice of a global depression. Governments around the world scrambled to contain the crisis, injecting trillions of dollars into the financial system in an effort to avert a complete meltdown. The human cost of this economic catastrophe was immense, with millions losing their jobs, homes, and life savings. The 2008 financial crisis exposed the vulnerabilities of a highly interconnected global economy. It served as a stark reminder of the fragility of financial systems and the devastating consequences when unchecked risk-taking spirals out of control. These collapses, each unique in its cause and consequence, serve as stark reminders of the fragility of our world and the ever-present potential for chaos and destruction. They expose the vulnerabilities of human systems, both natural and man-made, and the profound and lasting impact these events can have on individuals, societies, and the planet. Yet, amidst the ruins and despair, we also witness the indomitable spirit of humanity. From the selfless acts of first responders to the resilience of communities rebuilding their lives, these stories also highlight our capacity for compassion, innovation, and renewal. These collapses remind us of the fragility of our world and the resilience of the human spirit. Stay tuned for more incredible stories from history.